So this says it's waiting for me. What the heck? This is just weird. I don't know why this is. So, hi, Aiden's Outdoors and Maybe Gearing. I don't know. Is it working this time? I'm trying to talk. Hi, Mr. 90 Canones. Hi, Aiden's Outdoors and Maybe Gaming. Hi, Nesting Haven. How are you guys doing today? Is the sound actually working? I have my phone working so I can see what people are saying. Right now, I'm weighing out soil in the lab, which is kind of boring. But I have chat working. That's good, Florida Kids. How are you doing today, Florida Kids? Hey, Finn Fishing. How are you doing today? Hi, Maryland. Outdoors. So how have you guys been doing fishing lately? Yeah. You can get a shout out, Aiden's Outdoors and Maybe Gaming. You guys should all go check out his channel. He could probably use some support. You're good fishing. You caught a 4-pounder. That's pretty nice. It's bigger than any bass I've caught this year. I only caught one bass, like 2 bass ice fishing. You start in April, Florida Kids. I was wanting to take my boat out today. I was like 50. So, like, I usually start walleye fishing as soon as I can get my boat out. There's a river by my house where you can catch them all year round. You can catch lots of them. Your PB is 5-pound, Aiden. The biggest bass I got was 23. I actually am just getting that mounted, although some people may hate on that. I don't really care. I caught it on a musky bait. You caught some Swedish fish. Those are pretty hard to catch. Can't you just go to the Dollar Tree and buy those? Fishing with Frito. You've caught zero crappie. Where are you fishing at? Fishing with Frito. There's not anything by you, Florida Kids, fishing when it's this cold out? I didn't know. All you can really catch when it's this cold out here in Wisconsin is a few trout out of the creek or Lake Michigan if you're willing to drive that far. And you can catch a few walleyes by the dams, and you can catch some fish ice fishing. They're all pretty lethargic. Nice. It'd be fun to catch a 5-pounder on a buzzbait. Hi, Jewish Redneck Preppers. So I'm like adding water to the soil, and then I'm going to measure some water retention on it. It's kind of boring. I am a dork. Yeah, I know. Can't you fish? How far is the Hudson River from you, Florida Kids? It's a lot warmer down in Texas. Hi, Record Reelers Pro. How are you doing today? So do you buy, how I was looking at fishing reels early, Record Reeler Pros. I saw you were live. I was busy then though. You're going fishing for blue catfish, Maryland Outdoors? That sounds like fun. I've never caught a blue catfish before. We only have flatheads and channels here. The biggest channel I've got was about 20 pounds, and that was with the Red River. That's a nice bass, 5-pounder. That's good, Record Reelers Pro. So I don't know this weekend whether I should do some more ice fishing or maybe go try doing some trout fishing or what I should do. This last week I went trout fishing one day. I caught like 5 trout. And I'm sure I could have caught more if I would have used good baits. I could probably do that because it's supposed to be like 45 this weekend on Sunday. Maybe I'll go out and explore some streams. Or I could do some ice fishing. And I went ice fishing on like the same spot because my back has been bothering me. And it's been sore, so it kind of sucks to walk. Like there's a lake right by my lab here, like 100 yards away from where I'm at. but you got to walk a long ways to catch some perch and walleye there, and there's some big pike in there. Then there's another lake like a mile south of here where you can catch bluegills, walleyes, and muskies. I think that one fish on my last video that came in on my minnows was a muskie. You haven't caught any blues in Maryland outdoors, but your buddy caught a 45. You're asking what muskie baits do I recommend and what pound test? Most muskie fishermen use 80-pound test, which you can argue with me, but you really can fight one perfectly fine on 20 or 30-pound test. The only disadvantage as I have is like if you're throwing a half-pound bait, you might cast it off a lot easier on lighter test. So you usually use 80-pound line and you can reel them in pretty quickly. And my favorite baits, depending upon the time of year, last year I think I caught like 18 muskies on like 6 different baits. Hi, Sherry K. My most productive bait is probably just like a small bucktail. I would use heavier than 12 pounds test, Aiden. 12-pound test, you can catch one on it. I've caught them on 6-pound test, probably like 6 or 8 of them when I've been jigging for walleyes. It's just, you end up fighting them forever. And like if they're in the weeds, you're going to get tangled up easy and lose them and lose baits on them. And that's not very good for fishing with huge baits. I don't know. My favorite muskie rig is what's working at the time. Whereabouts are you at, Aiden? Around here, there's muskies all over, but they're kind of hard to catch. I usually use spinners, top waters, and some glide baits, bucktails. Hey, X-Written, X-Bloods. I'm doing pretty well today. I'm just in the lab. Hi for the fishing hobby. How are you doing today? So, hi Solex. How are you doing today? You guys should go check out each other's channels and see what you're like too and help each other out if you want to. I have nothing wrong with that. I'm glad I finally made 1,000 subscribers. That's good that you're doing well with fishing hobby. I would rather be fishing right now. I've been trying to figure out how to get a live stream to work on Google Hangouts, and it's been frustrating me. So now I'm looking at the chat on my phone. And just talking about fishing. We were talking about muskie fishing. That doesn't open until May 5th or 6th or whatever the first Saturday in May is here in Wisconsin. And my channel's going to have a lot of videos of muskie fishing then. I'll try to go out a couple days a week for them. I don't know necessarily if I'll get good footage. Last year, I was really struggling to get muskie footage. They just would not cooperate. And like a couple of the times, like my GoPro went dead, and like a half hour after my GoPro went dead, I caught one. So, and then there was one I caught, which I did have on video, and then I lost my SD card for that had the fish caught on it, which sucked. Let me get some more of these. I'm trying to multitask. Hi, Steve. I have some iron oxide enriched soil for you, Steve, and some soil from South Dakota that I'm working with. I record with the GoPro Hero 2. I think I have it sitting here somewhere. And I have an Excel cam that I use. For Maryland Outdoors, I would interact with other fishing channels, like comment on their videos, I guess, and try to make friends with them and try to just make good content that people will watch, or try to make videos that'll be searched. Because I notice a lot of my videos that if you just give them some random title or something that people aren't searching for, don't get that many views once you post them. And I've had better luck like posting them to fishing report pages to get a lot of views on them fishing. Here's what I record with a lot of my videos. It's just a GoPro Hero. I think it's a GoPro Hero 2. Yeah, I'm working with soil in the lab. Hi, professional student. It's fun. I'm just weighing out soil. It's pretty fun and easy, and trying to live stream to get some view time. And I had a meeting today and we were talking. You're not allowed to donate to me. I don't want any donations anyways. You film with the wildlife from your phone, Record Reelers Pro? Yeah, it's fun. A lot of the same people are interacting with people. Yeah, this costed me like $120, which wasn't too bad. I don't know. This was messed up on me. In the last video, like the screen went black, and then when I went fishing yesterday, I did better than that last video I posted. I just posted it because the last video this morning because I had good underwater footage. But that day, I think I caught like 2 crappie and like 20 bluegills, which averaged about 4 inches. And when I went there on yesterday morning for a little while, I think I caught about 15 or 20 bluegills in like an hour, and there was more good sized ones. So that was fun. And I got some good footage too. I think the one fish on there was a muskie though that was looking at my bait. I'm not sure whether it was a muskie or a northern, but that was pretty cool to see. But there's muskies and northerns that swim around in that spot I've been fishing. And people catch them there. And people were getting some pike there on tip ups. So I should fish more for pike there too, I guess. I don't know. I've kind of been enjoying live streams lately, so I've been trying to do one like once or twice a week because I think it gets people interacting and it gets you talking with other people, and people like chatting on here. So I think I'm trying to do one, at least one a week. I would try to do live fishing, but it uses data, and my stream isn't always necessarily good where I'm fishing at. Because last time I was having some issues with it streaming. On me, so I don't know what was up with that. Hi, Chelsea Life. It's going pretty well. The live streams are probably depend upon who you are and how much you like talking in front of people. Like I'm actually kind of nervous talking in front of people, and I always forget to say things I mean to say. I don't know. It just depends upon who you are, whether you like to do them or not. I've kind of enjoyed watching them, and I kind of like interacting with people, and I feel like I don't always do the best job saying like what I'm using in my fishing videos or explaining what I do, which I could probably improve in my videos. So like sometimes when people are asking me questions, like when I did the live stream ice fishing the other day, I enjoyed it. So, and like people are asking me information about various things, so it's kind of fun. Like I know anxiety issues suck, but sometimes you just have to try to do your best. Like you don't always do everything well. No one's good at everything. But I don't know. You just have to accept that things go how they go, and that's what happens. So yeah, and like I'm just want my people who are subscribed to me to get to meet each other and see who they are too, because I think it helps all the other smaller channels out and helps advertise your channel if people come into these and talk. So yeah, it's all a learning experience. You're correct. So yeah, I'm just trying to weigh out these few samples of soil, and then hi Robert Agri, how are you doing today? Did you go out fishing last night, Robert? You don't like tiger muskies, Solex? I've only caught one of them before. I really want to catch some more of them though. I know they stock them in other states and some other areas. I've only caught one of them and missed a few of them. I don't catch that many tiger muskies. They're pretty, they're still fun to catch. Yeah, I agree with you, Steve. So I don't have anything wrong with them. I just know sometimes people stock fish in different areas and people have mixed opinion. I'm running water retention and hydraulic conductivity, Atterberg limits, and soil shrinkage and swelling on the soil. I'm using my laptop, so I can't really show you what my lab is. And my lab is kind of a mess, which isn't showing. And it gets really dusty from me crushing up soil. We're trying to look at how different salts, whether it's like this calcium chloride here, or sodium salts, like this sodium carbonate, which we're adding to the soil to basically make calcite in the soil, changes the soil properties, because we're trying to see. No, I'm not working with sandy loam soil. I'm working with, this soil I'm working with now is actually a silty clay loam soil, and this is from South Dakota. This other soil I have is from North Carolina State soil, which has different clay types than me. Yes, I've done the grain size analysis many times. I have a sieves right here. So we've done plenty of that particle size analysis, and I disperse the soil and take it apart. I need to do some more of them. Ha ha ha. You like USDA better than USCS? I just wish they all were the same, because then it would be easier to deal with. I do check the pH. I have a pH meter in this lab. Personally, I'm not a big fan of the pH meter because they're kind of inaccurate, because the pH should be dependent upon the weak base and weak acid in the soil. And I have these soils that have like 200 milligrams per liter of bicarbonate, so their pH should be like 7.8 to 8.4, like what's based off of calcite dissolution. But I'll measure the pH. I think it's because CO2 dissolves into the water and reduces the pH, and the pH will be like 7, which is wrong. But like if you use some model to estimate the pH depending on what anions are present in the soil, it should be like 9, 8. Yeah, I'll have some basis for their classification, but I don't know. Like the clay and silt and sand all affect the strength of it and like how they retain nutrients. Most of what goes on in the soil is from the clay fraction, though, and like the properties I'm looking at are from the clay fraction. iGarden 2 nesting haven. Like none of my work is looking at soil fertility, though. So this is what I do besides fish. I just make my channel all based on fishing, though. So yeah, so that's sort of what I do. I don't agree. Some of the things are very simple. They make simpler than they are, and like they try to classify everything, and sometimes the classification just isn't right. I'm sorry if I rant about that. You should, but sometimes you just got to take things with question when they're told, because a lot of times they make things simpler than they actually are, which I see from being a PhD student. Hi, Elite Team OTC. Thanks for stopping by. So, Yeah, you like the rant, Steve? It's just kind of because it's coming out of my mouth, though. I need to get a couple more samples. It's these soils are definitely not ideal for your garden though, because I essentially take the calcium chloride I have and washed all the other cations with them and made them calcium saturated. Then I'm taking this sodium carbonate and adding it to the soil, which makes the pH really high and basically makes calcite to form, and then all the cations in the soil, a certain ratio of the cations in the soil are then sodium, so then I can look at the behavior. You're investigating metal particles in the soils around Yellowstone. You had a massive fish kill. So what type of metals are you looking for, like iron and things that alter the pH? Because like certain metals will change the pH, like iron will try to that should work, Steve. I bet you if you could get some of the sodium carbonate, you could get the pH really high. I made some soils have a pH of like 11 with it. So I think that would work pretty well. Do I want some Arkansas soil? Maybe. It depends upon what kind and what I want it for. Hi, Jada Butte. I don't know. Eventually I'm going to need to get some more soils for my study. I don't know where I'm going to end up once I finish my PhD though, so we'll see. Steve, you should try putting like bleach on your soil. That should kill everything. Mercury. The mercury is not very good. I know there's some of that in this lab, and like the school is wanting us to get rid of it. I'll have to see what it is, the fishing hobby. We only want soils that have like certain particle sizes because I'm interested in certain properties for them. These soils were chosen because they had the properties we wanted, and they have like a survey that shows what soils are where. So, hi, Biddy Boo Brown. How are you doing today? Did everybody have a good Valentine's Day and have fun yesterday? Yesterday was actually the first Valentine's Day that I had a girlfriend. I've been single most of my life. I'm doing well. I've just been in the lab today, been working with doing some different experiments, measuring some different things on soil. Would have liked to get out fishing, but I didn't. I can go this another day. I'll go this weekend or something. So we'll get some fishing in. But yeah, I'm busy doing a lot of experiments in the lab. Like I go into my lab like every day, and then I measure some hydraulic conductivity samples I have. They're like so slow though, like I need to only check on them once a day and just add solution to them because I'm messing up the soil by adding sodium. Sodium basically breaks the soil apart and like it loses structure, and it's an issue in like arid and semi-arid areas mostly, and it makes the soil not very good for agriculture. So That's basically what I'm studying. And they're trying to come up with like these simplified things to say that soils are sodic, and they're just not right. So yeah. You want to know if anybody goes river diving? I could do it. I think in the places around here you couldn't see very far to do it though. That would be kind of fun though. I'll say it would be funny the next time I go fishing in the Milwaukee Harbor, which I have to be doing in a month or two, to like go magnet fishing and see all the garbage you find up. Because like in the last time I went fishing there, like I had on something that was a fish, and then my girlfriend reeled up a plastic bag, and we caught like some chip bags and stuff. So there has to be some really nasty stuff in that area. Biddy Boo, your son does noodling. Has he ever had his hand bit by a big old snapping turtle? Because I'm always worried when people go noodling about their fingers being bit by a big old snapping turtle. Because there has to be some big old snapping turtles just sitting in the bottom of the river. Yeah, that's cool that we don't live that far apart. You live up in Hodag country. I've never actually went up to Hodag country. I need to visit that spot. So he hasn't had the misfortune of being bit by a snapping turtle. You have some huge snapping turtles, the fishing hobby. Those things are mean. Like you put something in front of their mouths and they snap it really hard. And they're kind of smelly too. Like the painted turtles are kind of cute. I've never seen the Hodag, Steve, but I really want to see it. They always get on the road though, and they're really mad when they're on the roads. I've only seen them bite sticks or like pop cans, and they bite really hard. I've never been bit by one. I know every once in a while you catch one. Like I know on the lower Wisconsin River when we fish, if you fish with cut bait for catfish, or if you fish with minnows in the summertime, you catch all sorts of these spiny soft shell turtles. And like their mouths aren't very big, but they kind of fight well. But like if you try fishing cut bait, you catch a ton of them. Supposedly they can cook them, and I think the recipes call them like fried cooters though, which is kind of funny. I think I tried eating turtle once and it was really rubbery though, so I don't think I'm gonna eat it again. Yeah, that would be a good idea. I know they have floats for kayaks too. So you have a Hodag hunting video, Steve? I'll have to check that out. That sounds very interesting. So some people around you like soft shell turtle. I don't know if I would eat one. I think that there's nothing wrong with them, but they just swim around in the river. So that a Hodag, I think, is like a mythical monster that runs around in Rhinelander, Wisconsin, and they have like a Hodag Country Fest, and their school mascot is called a Hodag, and everyone in Wisconsin jokes about Rhinelander and knows them as the Hodags, and the Hodag legend of like this big hairy monster that runs around in the woods. So that's what a hodag is as far as I know. So Jada Butte says it's a demon. I hear the Hodag Country Festival is a pretty fun time though, from friends who go there. I like going to the North Woods. I always go to this spot that is not that many people fish at. So, and like by Minocqua area and like Oneida and Vilas County, some of the lakes a lot of people fish at. Like I go to these lakes in northern Wisconsin and musky fish, so there's not that many people there. You found a 50-pound leatherneck. That's a big turtle. I don't know how much longer I'm gonna live stream. I'll give you a shout out, Aiden's Outdoors and Maybe Gaming. You guys should all check out his channel. That's what you're told about hodags. I'm glad we ended up talking about them. I just know of that town because of it. I've never been there. I need to make a trip there though sometime. I'll have to find some place to fish by there. Oh, thanks for stopping by, BA Fishing. I should probably measure my samples and head home too. I need to measure how much water has flowed through my samples today and probably make a couple solutions, which isn't that hard. So that's probably what I'm gonna be up to. Don't a lot of people like drive around ATVs at Rhinelander and like snowmobile some in the wintertime and drink? I'm sure there's plenty of drinking there. Don't they drink a lot of Kesslers there? In Keweenaw? You have some nice Bodicel soils up there, Steve. They have real nice red A horizon, red BHS horizon, and BS horizon. They're like red as this stuff I have here. Oh, thanks for stopping by the fishing hobby. You've seen some snowmobile? Yeah, Uper snowmobile a lot. It's a pretty popular mode of transportation up there. I know a lot of people from around here will drive up here because we never get snow in the Madison area. And then they go up there and snowmobile. And because they get a ton of snow up in the UP by Lake Superior because they get lake effect snow. Like around here, like right now, we've had the most snow we have, which is like 6 or 7 inches. But some years we'll get like 2 or 3 feet of snow, but a lot of times we don't have consistent snow cover here. That's why, like on my videos, the ice is just bare a lot of the days because there just isn't much for snow that we've had here. I'm trying to do some work while doing this, so I'm putting covers on these samples so they can equilibrate through time. You have a lot of snow up in Rhinelander. I don't mind not having a lot of snow for like driving around, and you don't have to clean it up. Cleaning up is a lot of work. It's a good workout, but it takes a while to do. But certain people really like it, like people who drive snow trucks. 3 feet of snow, that's a lot of snow. The people who shovel must get a really good workout if they have 3 feet of snow to move. Because I don't think I've ever seen that snow. I know some areas you see and you can't even move the snow places when you drive around though because they get so much of it. So right now I'm looking to make some solution. You know, this salt tastes horrendous. Do not eat this. It is calcium chloride. That's nice that he shovels for you. I think my girlfriend would make me shovel too. I don't know whether that's a good thing or a bad thing. Oh, thanks for stopping by, Steve. So, yeah, I don't think I've shoveled yet this year. I've just like swept off our sidewalk because we haven't had that much snow. And I currently live with my dad and drive to school to go to work. And I have probably about a year left of my PhD. And then I don't know what I'm going to do. So then I have a girlfriend who lives in Madison, and I've been staying at her house some nights too. So I haven't had to do as much housework. But that's what I'm up to. I've been in school for like 21 years of my life. It's kind of funny. It seems weird because like everybody my age is like getting married and having kids right now. So it seems kind of weird to me, but I don't mind it that much. So yeah, but I'm actually have a USDA grant that I'm working under. So like I get my tuition waived, which is really nice and convenient. So it's not like I'm sending a ton of money to go to school. So I like that part. So I'm just going to take my time and then end up where I end up. Like if I end up doing a postdoc somewhere or going somewhere else to work, I don't really care. We'll see where my adventure goes. Like I'm originally from like 20 miles north of where I'm at now. Then I moved to Stevens Point, Wisconsin. Then I went and did my master's at North Dakota State. So I also lived in North Dakota, which is even colder. And when I happened to move there was the winter when it was like below zero when we had the polar vortex, and it was below zero for like a month straight for all but like 2 days. And there was literally like 4 feet of ice on this one lake. Like I had this hand auger with an extension because I didn't feel like buying a power auger. And literally I would start like 3 feet above my head and it would take me down to the ice to get through. It was ridiculous. Yeah, that's nice. I don't have that much debt from it. And I enjoy what I'm doing. So I'm happy about it. So I'm actually gone through my preliminary. So I'm working on like writing up papers and just doing research in the lab now. So it's just a lot of time commitment, but it's kind of fun. We're finding out some interesting stuff. So I'm enjoying it. And it's interesting to see like where everybody's from who's in my channel and where they're subscribed to. And like I know like my channel is mostly fishing. Like I guess I could make videos on like things I cook or on my garden or other things, but I don't know. I just made most of my channel on fishing, and I've done like a few hunting videos, and I could just do like some hiking or other outdoor videos, I guess. But I don't know. Most of my channel is fishing, but I noticed lately I've been interacting with more channels that are not fishing channels. So I have been to Oklahoma before. I went there on this trip for class. We like went and looked at different rangelands across there with some people I worked with at North Dakota. You would like to see my gardening videos? I actually went and bought some seeds last night to start. I bought some pepper seeds and tomato and broccoli and cauliflower and cabbage and Brussels sprout seeds. I think I might start them this weekend. So just the peppers though, because we need them to have a long time to do this. I actually just started my channel up for fun. And initially, like, I didn't even care if I was monetized or anything. And so I just initially like started making videos of me fishing. And like I used to not post that much. But now I have been posting more, and I started trying to see how long it would take me to get up to 1,000 views, 100,000 views, I mean, and I am almost there. And now I wanted to see like how long it takes to get to 1,000 subscribers, and I got there. I don't know. I just saw these new rules go through, and I tried like really hard to get to the requirements, and I made some subscribers, and I'm close on view time too. I've only been to Maine once, Nesting Haven. I really liked it there. I don't know what camera is best to get for your Maryland outdoors. I would just get some type of action camera that's waterproof for fishing. Like some of the cheaper ones have various sound. Like when this GoPro had a waterproof case, its sound was horrendous. And this other Excel action cam I have in the waterproof case is horrendous. I think you probably need to get a microphone and something to improve your sound, or just get like a vlogging type camera or something, or use your phone to record you talking and just record an action camera and add music to it. I've just been using like Movie Maker to edit my videos. I should use some other type of software, but I've been kind of busy lately and haven't figured out this other program I just downloaded that some other people are using. I visited Acadia National Park in Maine. So that was where I went to in Maine. And then when we went out there, like we had a Cadillac and we were driving out there with the trailer. And I didn't know that the radiator only had like one bend in it. And we were pulling out a trailer. And when we were driving on the interstate on the way out there, the transmission started to overheat. And my dad ended up buying a new car when we got out there. And it was an interesting trip to say the least. I was probably like 15 then, though, but it was a fun time. But I would like to go to Maine sometime again. I don't know when. Since I've been a grad student, it kind of limits me from moving around. Like the only time I travel to other places is when I go to a conference. Like this, yeah, Bar Harbor was a nice place. Like this last year was actually the first time I traveled to Florida, and I just went to Tampa to the Soils Conference to present. And that's the only time I traveled to Florida. And like during spring break here, I'll probably just work on research and not go on a trip. Like I can go on like usual little short fishing trips for like 2 hours because there's lakes around me and rivers and all sorts of streams for me to fish. I did not go fishing today, casual Carolina fishing. I went for like an hour yesterday and I probably caught about 20 bluegills. They were biting really well. Today I've just been in the lab and I am working with table salt right now, trying to weigh out 2.22 grams of it. Yeah, they were biting well yesterday. And my GoPro that broke was for some reason working yesterday. I think I need to get another new action camera. This camera on Sunday, like the screen turned black on it, and it like stopped working. And like I just let it just sit in my lap for like a day, and then it started to work again. And like the footage looked okay from it that I uploaded yesterday onto my computer, which I haven't edited yet. So I don't know what's wrong with it. It also messed up on me when I was trying to record myself deer hunting, and I had gotten a deer and like tracked it, and then I went to shut off the camera and the camera wouldn't shut off, and I took the SD card out of it, and like I lost all my footage from that day because the camera wouldn't shut off. That was the 2 times that camera has messed up on me. Like, I'm sure that deer you couldn't have even seen in the picture, because I noticed recording with the GoPro for hunting, it did not work the greatest because it was really hard to pick out anything that was far away without a zoom. So like if you, yeah, I get random corrupt files all the time too. Like sometimes it is a file that's important, other times it's not. Like the only thing I like about it is with that battery pack, it'll last for like 5 hours in the cold with that 1 extra battery pack I have for it. So that's what I like about it. But I've had, the video quality is decent. It's better than the Excel camera I have. And that Excel camera probably only records for like 2 to 3 hours in the cold. Oh, thanks for stopping, Jada Butte. Cold. So it's like one of my issues with recording in the winter is like when you're ice fishing, it's really easy to set up cameras around you, but it's like hard to get ones that batteries last. You use $24 knockoffs. Which $24 knockoff do you use, Solex? I was thinking about buying another camera. Because I just want one that batteries last for a while. Because when it's cold out, like I have this other video camera here, and like it'll record for like a half an hour when it's warm out, but when it's cold out ice fishing, it'll last for like 5 minutes. And this is a Fujifilm XP shockproof that I use. So I don't always record in the nicest conditions, so I like need a camera that's batteries last for a while. Yeah, I think that's a good idea, Bill, to have a lot of batteries with. I always just lose stuff because I'm a disorganized mess, though. Like you don't want, if you looked away from this camera, you'd see how messy my lab is. So like having extra batteries is important though. Like I have an extra battery for this camera in my pocket. Oh, I'll look into that Solex. I might buy it because I might want another camera because I don't think this GoPro is gonna last that much longer. And it's like already broke in where it moves to. I'll look around for that. So yeah, I'll be going fishing maybe tomorrow. I don't know. My dad and us were trying to make some homemade venison brats, which we were working on stuffing, and I have a birthday party to go to this weekend, but I will definitely get out and do some fishing and get some good quality new content for you guys. I need to change up where I've been fishing because a lot of my videos have been from the same spot because I like hurt my back and it's been stiff, and I've been going to the chiropractor for it, and it's been hard for me to walk around a long ways. So you can put that camera underwater and record with it. I would kind of would like a wider screen camera to record underwater because this underwater camera that I have in here like has a really narrow screen on it. Like I wish, like here's what the camera looks like on it, but it kind of has like a really narrow view, and I wish you could get a wider view for the video. The issue with my lakes around here is the clarity is only like 2 feet though. So you think you can, so can you stick it like a couple feet underwater and record with it? That's awesome. I was also thinking about this summer when I go out on Lake Michigan to get some type of camera to like put down by the downrigger so you can see your bait working and see the fish come up and look at it. Do you have a GoPro 6? That's a little pricier than I want to spend on a camera because I lose things and I'm disorganized. So that, yeah, I'm just a little paranoid with sticking it under the water too. It gets wet enough filming outside fishing anyways, because sometimes it just wet out and you splash water and everything. Like sometimes your lens and camera just get coated in water. Or if you get out in waves, you get drenched, especially if you drive fast or something. So that just happens. So, but you have 2 GoPro 6s? I don't think I quite have that much money yet. It probably would help if I didn't have any fishing stuff. Like I almost should just do a live stream of my fishing arsenal and go through like the 15 or 20 rods I have and like 250 musky baits I have. It would be the most boring. The only thing more boring would probably be reading my paper, one paper I just got published aloud on a live stream. That would probably put everyone to sleep. Yeah, I know you get splashed all the time when you kayak fish or canoe fish, especially when you hook into a big fish. They like splash you and get water all over you. You use your kayak as a sled, Sol, Lex? That's very interesting. Never tried that. You should film a video where you go up a big hill by the river and you sled down the river into the water in your kayak. That would be pretty entertaining to watch. I would definitely watch that. I think I've seen people actually sled in a canoe before. I need to get, I have a kayak, but it's too small for me. I'm like 6'4", and I just don't fit in it well because I'm just a long, lanky person. That's why I usually use a canoe. I was thinking about getting another kayak eventually. I also have a boat. Taking a kayak ice fishing. You only do that on really thin ice or something. That's just funny that you're doing that. I really appreciate it. Like this one day I was driving around Madison, I've seen someone with a rowboat on top of a car and I just died laughing. But that'll definitely work. I've like seen people use a boat as a sled before too, especially going on thin ice. The only issue is when you fall through and they have to call the cops to get you brought back out. Am I subscribed to your Sol? I better check later. I'm on my other Google account on my phone so I can read my comments because my comments are not working on the live stream very well on my computer. So I'm just live streaming from my, but reading the comments on the phone while I'm live streaming on my computer. I've been going pretty well though. Oh, I'll check. I should probably get going pretty soon. Trying to do some live streams to get some more view time. So I make my 240,000 watch minutes. I was only about like 18,000 minutes away today. So I'm almost there. Yeah, I know some channels are really hard to search for. Like a lot of the small channels, you try searching for their name, and I cannot find them on Google, YouTube when I type them into the search database. Like these big channels will show up, but the small channels don't show up. One of the things I am not happy about YouTube is that like everything is like so rigged for the large channels. Like in the suggested videos, like you watch one of my videos, and then it'll suggest like one of One Rod, One Reel's videos, or go play like one of Chris Bulaw's videos, who are bigger fishing YouTubers. So I like how its algorithm is set up. It's like really hard to get your small channels videos to do well in suggested videos. And like you look at your videos that get a lot of views, and they're either showing up in like a search, or they're getting help for just suggested videos. Yeah, I agree with you, Casual Carolina Fishing, because I've seen some people do shoutouts, and I try finding the channels, and I cannot find the channel. So that's why I've just been doing it on people who I'm subscribed to and are commenting on my last video. Then I can just easily click on their channel in my comments and then go and get the link to their channel and put it in mine. Because sometimes it's really hard to find that. So yeah. I got you with my other Google account, so like, there's still 3 people watching. I'm surprised I've talked this long. I got you with my other Google account, so like, my phone sound just came on. No, this is kind of a trial and error. My first time I tried doing this, it just did not turn out well. But this time it has worked, so I'm glad about that. I'm gonna keep trying to do live streams more often. I was gonna try to do ones with lure making when I've been at home, but I just haven't gotten the time to make them when I've been at home. Yeah, I'm trying to figure it out. I don't know why, but some things just frustrate me, and I just get flustered. Like dealing with electronics, I have a really short patience, and it just like frustrates me sometimes when I just need to slow down and do that. You shaved your beard today, Bill? I'm gonna miss that in your videos. Like I know I had a beard for a while, and my girlfriend was very disappointed when I shaved it. Like she didn't recognize me when I was done after I had shaved it. So that was. So you're gonna look. Are you gonna go out fishing this weekend, Bill? I'm looking forward to some more videos from you. I really liked your videos. 75 degrees is warm. It was like 40 today. That's why I really wish I would have went out fishing. So, because 40 degrees ice fishing is nice. Like when you go out chasing for perch or something, you gotta. You're going to start. You need to drill around and move a lot of holes when it gets cold. You don't like let your Tyler shave his beard either. That's funny. With me, it just gets all sweaty and nasty, and it drives me crazy. Like in the wintertime, it's not so bad, but in the summertime, it sucks. And it starts to bother me, so I just was ready to shave it off. And like I needed to wear a respirator for work because we were grinding up soil, and there was too much silica in the air, so because a lot of the sand fraction of soil is just SiO2, which is quartz. So like you inhale a lot of silica when you grind up the soil, so we need to wear respirators when we grind it so you don't inhale as much silica, because there was really high levels in our grinding room. Yeah, I agree with you. It kept my face warm too. I still need to get my $2 back on that broken Wish app rod, though. It was a good thing I just did that challenge to get content for my channel rather than actually needing a rod, because it took like 2 months for my rod to arrive and it was broken. So it just made for a funny video. Silicate. Yeah. SiO2 is just quartz, though. Like soil clays have silicate minerals, like different sheets of a silica sheet, an aluminum sheet, and a silica sheet. One of my next challenges I want to do is I want to call up someone on Craigslist who has a rod for sale for less than $5 and offer them like $3 for it, and then go and buy it and show I can catch a fish on it. Because like people are going to sell something for $2 on Craigslist have a lot of time on their hands to sell something. And I really want to do that challenge. And I think it'll be pretty funny. So I've been looking around on like Craigslist or Facebook classifieds for rods that are really cheap, and I'm going to go and do that. Yeah, well, they didn't package the rod right. Usually they come in like some type of hard cardboard tube like this, but cardboard, and it's like the length of the rod so they don't break. Yeah, shipping's expensive. That's why for like someone personally to ship, it's really expensive. Like I know for me to like ship a package to New Jersey that had like a pound of baits in it, it was like $10. But they can go through something where shipping is cheap. The cardboard that they ship it in probably costs as much as the rod does. But yeah, but like for someone averages to send something via mail, it's expensive. So, which is kind of annoying, but it's just how it is. I should try spear fishing. I haven't done that in a while. People do that for carp. Hi, Real Canadian Lunker Hunter. How are you doing today? You catching some lunkers? I am just in the lab. I was weighing some samples and going to make a solution, but now I just ended up talking to people, which is fine. And I'm going to go and make some solution here. I gotta rinse it out first. Yeah, packages are expensive to send. You just got back from Iraq. Good for you. The only other country I've traveled to besides Wisconsin is Canada. I know for my dad to like ship packages that are like a paper that are like a pound, it costs him like $15. It's ridiculous. That does not surprise me. It costs you that much to ship it to Canada. Amazon really makes out. You got a $15 Walmart rod that broke the first day? That's pretty cool. Interesting. Huh. Yeah, I know we had some hides that we sent to Idaho to have canned, and it was like $55 to ship like 14 pounds of hides to there, which is expensive. Use a t-shirt gun like they do at sports games to send them up. That would be a good idea. They might get a little mad at you. They might watch you on the camera across the border. Like I'm sure, like when we went to the Boundary Waters canoe area before, they'll watch us cross the border in our canoe and fish in Canada. I actually need to get a passport because I might go to a conference in Brazil this summer, which will be fun. I don't do a lot of traveling out of this country. And most of my stuff, I just travel in Wisconsin. Occasionally go to other states. I should travel around more though, but I just end up being busy and not getting around to doing that. You're in Desert Storm? Bill, that's cool. I know a few people that were there. I have a lot of people subscribed to me on this service. That's really neat. I really appreciate what you guys have done. Yeah, I was just making a solution of 2 different salts. I mixed them together so they're at different ratios that I know, which I've calculated in this. Oh, thanks for stopping by, Nestor Haven. Your mom said every time you went on the sea there was a war. She swears it. Oh, your mom must have an interesting opinion of you. That I don't know what to say about that. We have ended up in some wars though. I was supposed to talk about my weekly fishing report, so I probably should talk about that now. So I think last Friday I went ice fishing on Monona Bay and I caught about 15 or 20 bluegills and 2 crappies, and then I kept like 10 bluegills and 2 crappies. On Saturday I went trout fishing and I fished in Trout and Love Creek and I caught 5 trout, and I was doing this challenge video which I posted where I could only use flies on spinning rods, and they actually worked well. I almost think they worked better than they would on a fly rod. Like, I did not air fry them again. I deep fried some of them. I actually deep fried all of those. And then there's like a catch and release only trout fishing, and the trout fishing where you can actually keep them doesn't open until the first Saturday in May. And I went out and we had this challenge with 505 Outdoors Adventure. I did, and we could fish for trout and we could only use flies from this Amazon fly package. And I went to these 2 creeks where there was these 2 deep pools where I knew fish were schooled, just sitting there, because last winter I caught them there. And you want to cook a fish on your Mr. Heater? That's a good idea. And I caught, I think, 5 browns. And I think it was almost easier to fish the flies on light monofilament than it was on a fly rod, because you could get them down close to bottom and pull them in really slowly because the fish were really deep to bottom. Then on Sunday, I went out for like 2 hours on Monona Bay, or an hour and a half, and I had camera issues. I forgot my one camera, my GoPro was messed up. And then I caught a couple crappies and I caught about 10 or 15 dink bluegills, and I went out on Valentine's Day because I love ice fishing, so I got to do what I love doing. So then I caught about 10 or 15 bluegills, which I kept like 6 of, which I actually need to clean tonight. That's going to be what I'm going to go and do when I get home, get over to my girlfriend's, is clean some fish. Then I can eat some fish too. That sounds really good. I'm kind of getting hungry now. Yeah, I'll be open water fishing a lot soon. But it's just we have ice. But like last year, my last fishing video was like February. Time ice fishing was like February 15th. We had a short winter, and then I was just making trout fishing and walleye fishing videos. I almost thought about seeing a video from someone else who took their boat out by Wisconsin Dells today, and I almost wanted to take my boat out and try it out because I'm sure you could go by the dam and catch like 30 or 40 walleyes in like 3 or 4 hours of fishing. Like they're just completely stacked up by the dam. It's really fun. Like, but the only downside is none of them are keepers. Like you'll catch 50 walleyes and saugers and catch like 2 keepers, which kind of sucks. But it's fun though. I've never tried cooking anything over a Mr. Heater. I still need to try using hot dogs for bait. I don't know. I just hate doing challenges where I don't catch any fish. And I think if you use a hot dog for bait, you might not catch any fish. I guess if you put down an underwater camera, you can still see what came into it. So that would work. Yeah, fishing's gonna get a lot better, and a lot more people are gonna be posting videos. Like I think like I could post some informational videos, but I have seen so many people do these really poor reviews on baits where they just like buy baits and review them without actually talking about them or using them. Or people will like show how to do an improved clinch knot, and I've seen so many people post knots onto how to do an improved clinch knot. So I just would rather just put up ice fishing adventures that are random than do that. Yeah, I should try doing that. I don't have I use my dad's Mr. Heater in one of my videos, but I've never tried cooking anything over it. So that would be a good thing to try. But I'll have to look into doing that sometime. Hey everyone, well I'm gonna head out too. So it was nice talking with everyone, and I'm glad a bunch of people have showed up to my live stream. There's still 4 people here, but I think I'm gonna go and I'll watch your new content, Real Canadian Lunker Hunter, when it comes out. So I appreciate everyone who showed up to this stream, and I hope people have made some new friends and helped their channel out. Hi, it's a Diaz thing. I'm about ready to go. Thanks for stopping in and showing support to my channel. I really appreciate everyone who supports my channel. And I'm really ecstatic that I've made the 1,000 subs. Like I've gained like 700 subscribers in the last week, which is awesome. And I'm so happy about that. So yeah, bye to do you have any questions to ask me? It's a Diaz thing. Thanks for showing up. I'll stay on for a minute. I sort of want to go home and have dinner pretty soon. And I have a couple things I want to do in my lab. I meant to get this going faster, but I was having some technical difficulties getting the group chat to work on this. My first time was a fail. This time it's worked, but I've actually used my other Google account just to watch the chat on my phone. So I was just talking about where I was fishing this last week and talking with my subscribers about soil. They may have learned a few things. I went on a few rants. I'll be doing more of these live streams. That's cool that you love that I do lab work. I like doing it, but my back's been bothering me lately, and it's been causing me to be less productive in the lab. But yeah, I like experimenting and doing things, and like you don't know how everything's gonna turn out until you do it. So like you do some studies and they turn out well, and other times they don't turn out so well. So, but that's just how it goes. Like you look at something that you have a question in, and you try to answer the question, and you don't always answer the question, but it's fun. And like some of the science things we do, we don't really have a clear understanding of the question. So I enjoy doing it. And like I was initially going to go to school for fisheries, but then I decided to keep fishing as a hobby, and then I ended up going into soil science. I did really well in soil classes when I took soil classes. You're a biochemical engineer? That's really awesome. I've taken some geological engineering classes, but not any biochemical engineering classes. I actually have a minor for my PhD in geological engineering. Well, I'm getting kind of tired of talking. Thanks everybody for stopping in. I'm gonna be out. You guys all have a nice night, a nice weekend. Good luck fishing if you guys are gonna go this weekend. Thanks for everyone who stopped by and watched this broadcast. Yeah, I'm in a soil science lab. I'm working with soil. I was weighing out soil earlier, and I'm applying different salt solutions to it, like irrigation waters, and looking at how they change the soil physical and chemical properties. So that's what I'm working on for my PhD dissertation. Well, everybody, have a good night. I'm going to go and weigh my last few samples and check my discharge for my samples and then go and have dinner. Thanks, everybody, for stopping by.